Celica GTS Project Part 2. The first upgrade that I have for this video is door latch covers. These are a weird part that I didn't even know existed until recently, but it's a little plastic cover that you just snap over that latch piece like that, and it makes it look cleaner, like it's a new car. Onto the main part of this video. I went to Walmart and got a cheap stereo. This was about $20, and a pair of speakers. These were $30. I also found some online that were $14 something, which I ordered for the rear. I just got the front ones so that I could do the installation of these now and test the stereo. Since we're going to be doing electrical work, always unhook the battery, and it's a good idea to check the water level. In my battery, this was noticeably low. So I'm just topping up the water, and I'll put it on the charger also, because it was completely dead. Which is not good for the battery, but it will still work. The stereo came with that unnecessary metal bracket, so I'm just throwing that in the garbage. Immediately cut off the original plug, throw it away without thinking about it, and I forgot to take a video of soldering these up, but basically you go online and find a map for your speaker wires and figure out which one's which and solder it up with the map for your stereo. And I had to also take out the glove box and do some wiring under there because I had to get rid of the stock amplifier in order to make this work. But for most cars, I don't think you should have to do that. Installing the speakers is pretty straightforward. Just make sure you get the right size. Soldering, I don't even need to tell you this, but you just solder on the two wires and find the wires inside the door wiring that are the ones that go to the speaker. You can find some information online or maybe in your manual, I don't know, that will say which wire is which. Just route the wires through and solder them on with your hands shaking all over the place so that it's really hard. It's always better to use shrink tube, but I don't have it, so I'm just using electrical tape, which I kind of hate because it's so gross and sticky. With the front speakers installed, it's time for the moment of truth. We're going to test the $20 stereo and see how well it works. Apparently you have to turn it on in order for it to come on. And it does make sound, so we'll just find a real radio station. And of course, immediately, get a little bit of smoke out of there, which I was expecting. It's unfortunate and annoying. I had used this type of stereo. I had done that before, and I'm pretty sure it's fine. For some reason it just does that, but I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it and make sure that it doesn't catch on fire until I'm sure that it's fine after a while. Looks pretty good. The weirdest thing about the stereo is it came with a remote. You can easily just reach and push the buttons, but why not put in a remote, I guess? Maybe it's for people in the back seat. With the stereo installed and working, I'm going to move on to the next phase, which is going to be removing and repairing the front fiberglass pieces that are all cracked up. Snip the one zip tie that holds everything together, and it comes right off. Actually, there was a few bolts, but there was definitely a zip tie that was holding it together also. That's still connected by wires, but we'll just edit that out. And this was very tricky to balance. It took me a while, but for your viewing pleasure, I have balanced these three pieces together, and it looks interesting. So in the next video, I'll be doing the fiberglass repair on these pieces, and if the paint gets here, I'll also be painting them, and I'll probably be doing the right front wheel bearing